This pocket of energy that we're in right now, as we transition into fall, is possibly the most opportune energy of this entire year. Because we can either say, we're gonna go into this next 4 months and go all in and commit on every level to this unfolding that is happening within us. Or we can choose to put our hands up and just be passive, to allow life to continue to just unravel in front of us, and to wake up every day and choose to forget our power. If you're here right now, if this video has found you right now, then you probably already have woken up to some aspect of your power, whether it is through spiritual means, mental means, even physical means, whatever the case is, your power, your inner strength, you've woken up to that. And if you've attracted this video right now also, then you know that there's something bigger that's calling you. You know that there is a major shift that's happening. And as we begin to make this transition into the harvest season, the question here that you have to ask yourself is, am I ready for what I know is to come? The universe is always answering what we're asking it. The universe knows all of our requests. The universe knows all of your questions. And we are always being given everything that we desire, but through our subconscious reprogramming or programming and through our social conditioning, we push away the things that we say we desire through our vibration, through our words, through our thoughts, and through our actions. But if you've woken up to your power, then you know that all these layers of conditioning can easily be unlearned as easy as they were learned. And part of the way that we come back into this power is through a decision, through nothing else but a decision. Now, so many people come to spirituality and they look for spells, they look for manifestation hacks. They click on the video that says, you're gonna manifest everything within 24 hours. Isn't that so great? It's so great to click on it. And then you realize, oh shit, there's actually some work I need to do. And I think it's so funny that so many spiritual people, we have so much knowledge. So much of the community has so much knowledge, but very, very little embodiment. And all that embodiment takes is a decision. It takes that decision to say, I'm gonna actually use all of the knowledge that I have and really move in my life with this knowledge, not just in a small way, but in a big way. I'm gonna choose to commit all of my actions, shift all of my thoughts, completely shift with this knowledge that I have and actually change something. Because all of the mental facilities, all the spiritual facilities, they can only get us so far. We were given physical bodies to literally be an embodiment of the divine. The divine source, God, moves through every single one of us, through our physical bodies, through our actions, through our energy and how our energy takes form. And so if we neglect that physical aspect, we will always be out of balance. But this is the moment right now where you can decide, am I going to shift into balance? Am I going to do the things that I say I'm going to do? Am I really going to make this timeline jump? And all that a timeline jump is a pattern disrupting action. The simplest way, we want to talk about hack, okay? The simplest way for you to make a timeline jump is for you to do something that you've never done. Why? Because it literally simultaneously challenges all of your beliefs, all of your thoughts, and your self-image, all with one action that maybe is a little bit scary, but you know is in alignment with your true being. And so if you really want to make this jump, if you really want to step fully into you, if you really want to complete the cycle, I ask you here to commit to something new. And maybe this committing to something new is something that you already knew you wanted to commit to. Or maybe now is a time where you can sit in silence. Maybe for the next 72 hours, we can say, hey, I'm gonna turn off the phone, I'm gonna turn off this, I'm gonna turn off that, and I'm just going to go within and ask the divine, what would you like to express through me? What would you like me to do How are you gonna guide me here? What path do you need me to be on? You don't need a reading. You don't need anything else outside of you to access the divine. And that's part of your power. But when we talk about commitment and we talk about dedication and we talk about discipline, what we really want to begin to cultivate through that process is actually a higher level of devotion. Discipline goes on autopilot when devotion is at the center. And what devotion really is, it's a mind, body, and soul alignment towards the desire. Not a desire of the ego, but a desire of the heart. And the way that we begin to get clear on the desires of the heart is by knowing who we truly are, is by knowing what vision that spirit has placed on us. And if you're listening to this video, you're like, I don't have a vision, babe. Yes, you do. The things that you wish that everybody in this world could experience. You know, we love to get on the internet and say, oh, I wish we could be naked and eat fruit and X, Y, and Z, right? Is that really your vision? Because you can make that shit happen. You can make that shit happen. The vision that you have received, that is meant for you to create. The vision that you have, whatever ridiculous thing that you think is so ridiculous, right? It's not really ridiculous, but whatever thing that you think is ridiculous, there's an energy behind it that you are meant to express. Maybe what you're really tapping into is this energy of liberation. Maybe you're really tapping into this energy of sacred union, sacred sexuality, whatever the case is. Maybe there's something specific that you came here to express. But if you found this video, again, it's because it's time. It's time for you to start to align your actions to actually begin to express that vision that you have within. And so you have two choices here. You can sit on the knowledge. You can literally sit on the knowledge and literally almost go into spiritual psychosis because you are consuming and consuming and consuming and consuming, and you don't have any outlet for all the things that you're consuming. So your ajna is literally overloaded. Your third eye is literally overloaded. Or you can begin to embody the things that you know. And all that it takes is a decision. On Patreon, we're moving through timeline jumping and we're going into step 3 right now. But let's talk about the 3 steps of timeline jumping. Number 1 is accountability. This is taking stock of all the things in your life, all the ways that you uphold your suffering, the things that you say you don't want, the ways that you uphold all the things that you say you're tired of through your choices. Accountability. Next step is decision. Where do you want to go? Getting crystal clear. And the third step of timeline jumping is devotion. Now, of course, we've broken this down into dozens of videos. So join us on Patreon if you want to look into that. But those 3 simple steps really allow us to realign. And you can do those 3 simple steps literally right now within the next 5 minutes. But there's not that many people in this world who actually are able to take full accountability. They've allowed their emotions. A lot of people have allowed their emotions and their mind to just sink them into a hole. See, the pain and the power of knowing your power is also taking radical responsibility. And you can either go all the way to one end of the spectrum and beat yourself up over the things that have happened and beat yourself up over the choices that you've made. You can go all the way to the other end of the spectrum and take no accountability and just keep moving towards the positive while not addressing your shadow. Or you can come into balance and you can say, there is power in the things that I have experienced, the way that I have attracted those situations, the way that I have co-created some of those situations. But there is also power in this day. There's also power in this present moment. There is also power in knowing that I can change the trajectory of my life. And so I just want you to begin to ask yourself, are you ready to make that change? Are you ready to jump into that state of devotion? And what devotion really is again, aligning your mind, body, and spirit, all of your actions, all of your beliefs, your self-image, all of your thoughts, all of your feelings to the thing that you know that you're creating. It's a lot more simple. People overcomplicate manifestation. We overcomplicate timeline jumping. We overcomplicate these things, right? Because it's so fun to be in the head. It's so fun to just get the journal. Yes, let us go inward, but when are we going to express the things that we hold within? When are we going to express the knowledge that we hold? And if you're looking around in your life right now and you're like, yeah, this is not working for me, then I want to ask you, how are your actions aligning you with that subconscious decision to continue to choose that old life over and over and over and over again? This is your moment. Again, we have 4 months left. Now we know time is an illusion. And so we can be working with those 4 months in a way of, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, or we can say this is a pocket of energy right now that I'm moving into as we recognize the changes of the season where I'm moving into my harvest mode. All the things that I've moved through, all the challenges that I've overcome up until this moment are prepping me for this next season. And I can choose to choose the season back. We talked about this in the Truth About Being Chosen video. I can choose to choose the season back, this harvest season back, this winning season back. Or I can choose to be passive. Understanding that the way that you are expressing your action, the way that you're expressing your choosing, it's going to be different for everybody. Maybe that choosing is going within. Maybe that choosing is acting, moving forward with the ideas that you have. Or maybe that choosing is just choosing the version of you that you know is already in existence. That version of you who's not afraid to be authentic. That version of you who's not afraid to let themselves be seen. That version of you who's not afraid to fully be themselves. And maybe you don't know exactly how these things are going to come about, right? You don't know exactly how the visions and all these things are going to come about. But maybe throughout the whole process, you begin to follow something called the excitement principle. And the excitement principle just states that our higher self always is communicating with us through our excitement and through our intuition. And so when we tap in and we just ask our bodies, first and foremost, what feels the most exciting for me to create today? What feels the best for me to create today? And we move through that and we move towards that without logical explanation in the best way we possibly can. We know that that energy of excitement will continue to snowball. And choosing that excitement principle over and over and over again and practicing that excitement principle over and over and over again will shift us into the life that we have been desiring, because we know what we desire is because we are meant to experience it. But there's one essential key, again, that excitement principle relies on, and that is action. If you're here right now, then you are someone who is ready to align their actions. You are someone who's ready to make that shift internally, externally. You are ready to come into balance. You are ready for embodiment. You are ready for devotion. I love this. This moment, this pocket of time right now is so juicy because we have undergone so many transformations up until this point. I know that you have. We've undergone all of these changes and things all the way through this year, and now's the time to actually run the race. Whatever your race looks like, now's the time to actually sit down and do the thing. Knowing that all the things that will happen in our external reality after it are just reflections of our own internal belief systems. But we can change it. We can change our internal belief systems. That hack when it comes to changing your beliefs is by changing your actions, and your beliefs will catch up. So are you ready? Are you ready to go all in? Are you ready to commit? You're not seeing results because you have not fully committed your mind, body, and spirit. Now, when we talk about non-attachment, I want to say this really quick because I posted this and I posted something about that on TikTok, on Instagram, and it got a lot of traction. And they had a couple people saying, well, I thought we were supposed to be unattached. I thought we were not supposed to chase anything. It's not about chasing. It's about creating. We become a magnet for our desire by shifting all of our focus, all of our attention and our awareness for gratitude that it is already here in this present moment. See, people love to be in the extremes. They think, oh, no chasing. Okay, then that means I absolutely do absolutely nothing. I do nothing that's going to contribute to that vibration, and I'm just going to let it find me. You let it find you through your energy, through cultivating that gratitude, through being in that state of thanksgiving, by asking the divine to lead you and following that excitement principle. Again, the things that you may be excited about may not be in full alignment, so you think, with your manifestation. But the things that you may be excited about will shift you in a way that only your higher self can see. And so it's not about being attached to the thing or the desire. It's about cultivating that authentic vibration. And it's also about knowing what desires that you have that are actually in alignment with your heart, or are your desires in alignment with your ego, which is a whole nother conversation. Your desires of the heart are going to have specific energetic frequencies, subtleties, specific layers to them, and it's almost going to be simplified in a complex way. Maybe your desire is just limitlessness, freedom. It's never the dollar amount, it's never the thing, it's always the energy behind it. And so we remain unattached to how these things are going to come to us, but we do remain devoted to the journey of who we're becoming through the process. So if you have made it all the way to the end of this video, comment, "I am ready." And maybe if you feel called, maybe comment how you are going to begin to change. Now, maybe that is, hey, I'm gonna commit to meditation every day from now until the end of the month. Maybe that is, I'm gonna commit to no alcohol from the end of the month. One of my clients says she's doing sober September. I love that. Maybe you're gonna commit to a yoga practice or going outside more, whatever the case is, or you're gonna commit to creating your website, or you're gonna commit to actually extending your offerings, right? What are you beginning to commit to? What are you beginning to up-level your devotion towards? What does it look like for you? So I am ready, and what is your commitment? Share with our community, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye.